Hello, my friends, family, esteemed colleagues. We are now in special times, and today is equinox, spring, fall equinox, and the number 23, September 23rd of 2025, many predictions are around this time, which is knocking on a door. And we have now something special happening. Great awakening. And it was triggered by death of Charlie Kirk. Now, to me, this bears resemblance on the death of Jesus Christ. When do people awaken? Well, they are not awakened by death. They are awakened by living. But we have a hard time to accept things which are contrary to our beliefs. And we fight them. But then when we lose the source, then what resonates within us comes out. So it is not that sacrifice was washing the sins away. Sacrifice was part of the awakening process. And it is repeated now, it's obvious now. What happened with Jesus Christ is what happened with Charlie. All of a sudden we have a worldwide awakening to Christianity, to Christian values. Now it's great because what Christian values promote is love, helping each other, live in harmony, take care of nature, and take care of our bodies. But then there is this little something which tells us, well, follow me. I'm the way of your salvation. Only through me you can reach heaven. Well, this is putting another fence, another barrier. If you accept this, you can easily be enslaved again, because you start accepting that you are not worthy unless there is someone else that will help you. Now can you imagine all these people awakening, celebrating, and freeing themselves from all the other distractions, but falling deeply into trap. Only future will tell how much did we really wake up? And are we going to allow ourselves now to be trapped by the new gate that has been built? Well, it's old gate, but refurbished. You know, people tell me often, "Oh, crazy! You follow Trump." I don't really follow Trump. I follow Q. Q didn't start with Trump. It started even way before Kennedy, but Kennedy was the modern revival of this attempt to free ourselves. And Trump is the only new face of this movement. And of course, if you want to achieve unity, you have to take something that is known, because to go with something unknown, it's an obstacle for the brain, for the mind. So using the religion that is closest to the truth is probably the best way to do it. But let's see what happens now afterwards. I see many videos coming out of people experiencing a brief period of death, and then they are being visited by Jesus, who tells them what is going to happen, and that people have to stay with him. If they think of him, all the demons will disappear. Well, what are demons? Do they exist? Well, of course, devil exists. Yeah, I saw him. I saw devil when I was a young child, during the Christmas time. I was told that there will be a Santa Claus coming that will give gifts, but there will be also devil behind him, and Santa Claus will ask if you are good, and if you are not good, then you go with devil, you don't get gifts. And when the door opened, I ignored to even look at Santa Claus. I just saw this devil behind him. And the way how I saw him was like I was looking at Baphomet. Goat's looking face, black, with horns. Legs actually had hoofs. And devil's pitch. And big red tongue hanging down. I don't think this was ever described to me like this, as my mother would occasionally read the Bible. So I don't remember that being anywhere in the Bible. So, and even my mother, when she was talking about, oh, the devil will get you, don't go, don't do this. Well, she would never be specific how devil looks, but this is what I saw. And I got so scared, I got in a shock. I ran under the kitchen table, I was screaming, close the door, close the door. And who actually was there was my father with a coat upside down, you know, the wrong way put in, head over face, so I could not even see his face. But with me I saw what my mind manifested for me to see. So there is this image there. And there are images of other demons. Who create them? Our mind. They are not God's creation. Or are they? Who is God? Or what is God? The best we can go by is Bible, which tells us that our reality was created from darkness. There was a dark. There was a darkness in the world. And then came sound of God. And light appeared. And then God separated the land from the waters, which means there was first water. This all makes sense when we start not following the Bible, but when we start actually thinking. And if we allow ourselves to empty our mind, not to be influenced by information that was there, and just go from the few facts pointed in the Bible, let's say. Darkness, sound, light. Then we go to sacred geometry that explains certain manifestation or characteristics of geometric forms, vesica Pisces, appearance of magnetism, electric flow, and appearance of light. And then all we have to do is use this information and incorporate it with the double slit experiment, which is by far the most important experiment ever conducted, that shows us that unless we have an observer, or I call it creator, we do not see or experience our reality. We can't. Because the double slit experiment proves that particles are created by the observer, by the creator, to be able to manifest expected event. What we expect to see or to feel. And based on expectation, you have the result. If you put observation mechanism on a double slit, you are going to have effect as you expected to see. If you don't have observing mechanism, you don't have this effect. You have only waveform of light hitting the other wall. Because in quantum field, energy is in waveform. So you need instrument that is going to turn the waveform into form of particles to be able to make a mosaic, which we call picture, visible field. And since it's based on variety of frequencies, there comes color. And so we only don't have a picture, but we can have also a smell and a feeling of firmness and what we call reality. Then this robot has to be equipped with sensors that will then manifest frequent manifestation of smells and flavor through these sensors. But original impulse that is being sensed is nothing else but electromagnetic pulsation of particular frequencies. So everything is based on electromagnetism, everything is based on electromagnetic pulsation. So now we go from there. We go now to what scientists are saying, that it's duality, action-reaction. Without one, you cannot have the other. Well, yes, in electromagnetism, you cannot have electromagnetism unless you have a positive and negative. Well, then we are being told, no, but we have to always be centered, we always have to be in perfect alignment. Well, if you are centered and in perfect alignment, then you are frozen in time. Every time you want to make a move, you have to fall out of your center to be able to achieve a support again and make your step. So you always have to fall off the perfect balance and regain it back. Fall off, regain it back. That's how you walk. That's how everything happens in our reality. But then we are being told, well, if there is a matter that you can see, there must be its opposite, antimatter. And then we are told a little bit of antimatter can destroy all the matter. Well, what is matter? Electromagnetic frequency. What would be absence of this? Absence of electromagnetic frequency, which is darkness. It's a dark field. Because of this, there is another belief that came out that the Lord of Darkness is actually the Creator. And a bunch of people start worshipping the darkness. So we have those that worship light, those that worship darkness, duality. Well, if you are worshiping darkness, you are being misled, because darkness has no construct. You are construct. You are deconstructing yourself. Antimatter. Well, matter we create through light. And our processors, which change waveform of light into particles, we call photons, that makes the mosaic picture. To take the mosaic out, you don't even have to destroy the light. You just turn it back into light form. Scrap the particles. Get the Creator out of the picture. Well, this is not antimatter. This is not the devil. This is just absence of creative force. You just don't manifest. You only have light that comes from quantum field. We can discuss these things forever because everything our science is telling us is wrong because it is manipulated, including our religion. Doesn't matter which religion you look at. Truth is always being used as a power to exert over others. When Bible tells you or Christian tells you only through Jesus Christ there is salvation. Well, what is Jesus Christ? Christ consciousness. It's a consciousness of higher vibration. This is where we are going now with this shift. Now, does that mean that we all become Jesuses? No. Every soul has its own specific purpose. So, there is Archangel Michael, there is Jesus Christ, there are other angels and archangels. They are all spirits, all souls. Soul is spirit with purpose that usually manifests into a robot to experience the creation. That's the purpose of what we call our reality, our life. But we come from the same source, which together we call God. But then we are individual sparks within the source, with individual name. And the consciousness of ours is not limited by our physicality. So we have experiences, multiple, in variety of frequencies, which are aware of each other, with exception on Earth in the human body, because it's experiment, where we are isolated as individuals and given the powers of Creator. But then we have been hijacked and we have been told, no, you can't create doodly squat because you need God to create and you are servant of a God. Well, you are not servant of anybody because you are consciousness. And because you are consciousness, you manifest your reality. And since we are all parts of this consciousness, what one manifests, all the other become aware of. But more people get together, they can manifest much faster, and they can spread it through the web of consciousness much faster. We call it matrix. And this is what is necessary to propel us from one level of consciousness to the next one. We have achieved the number, and we are going to shift. We are in a process of doing so. But we have to also be careful not to fall in trap again, which may happen. And it is prophesied because it's a part of the old program that tells us that humanity will be fooled again by a false prophet. Well, if you accept that you have no power unless you give your power to Jesus in this case, well, this is another trap. Because you do have the power, same as Jesus has the power. We are all brother and sister. Jesus is our brother. And it's not him that is going to trap us. It is always those who will use this, or who could use it. Because our mind, our ego, expects it. So it's a little complicated, but not that complicated once when you start awakening. So now when we go through this awakening, and when this new reality shows up, make sure you don't make the same mistake. Follow the leader. This is why we cannot create the same political systems. We cannot give our power to others to do whatever they feel like in our name. Because most likely they will abuse it. Yes, you can call on Jesus Christ, you can call on Creator God, you can call on Archangel Michael. I do it sometimes, not of fear, but I just simply ask for assistance to help me. Because when we are in a game, we are separated by a veil. Our powers, not that they are gone, but we are running on wrong programs, and our expectations are different. So it is very difficult, even once when you understand the concept, it is very difficult to have godly powers because of the wrong programming that is limiting. We are being told that dark matter is energy, pure energy. And then in only 70% of cubic centimeter of energy is sufficient to create, has enough energy to create the whole concept of our reality. And this is why they say dark matter is way more powerful. We should stick to dark matter. Well, dark matter is the base of our manifestation. The only thing we are limited by is our acceptance. And it is hard to accept things if your ego, which is your consciousness of this robot, that is based only on its own experience, it's very difficult to accept something that it did not experience. It has to understand how you get to certain things, because it understands from experience. If you jump from high, you can break leg because impact is too hard. If you jump in the water, you will get wet. If you drink seawater, it's going to be salty. You expect these things. You have experienced them. You expect them. And because you expect them, they manifest. Now, if they tell you, yeah, but you can also fly. You don't need wings like a bird. You can just go and fly. Well, the ego says, it's impossible. I take a rock, I throw it, it falls down. I'm on the ground, I jump, I fall down. I cannot fly unless I have wings. We are limiting ourselves because we only take in consideration our experience, which is limited. And even those who have seen other followers of Jesus Christ, they saw him walking on the water, they couldn't do it because the false belief system is overpowering even when they see something and they are being explained. So it's very difficult to get rid of this programming. Now, we are going to go into 72 hours of darkness. Now, we are told, go home, stay home, close everything, put shades on the windows, and reflect. But then we are being told, don't dare go out, because outside will be unleashed demons and you will have a hard time if you go out and you may be killed by demons. It's a programming again. Do you accept it or not? If you acknowledge it, you are accepting it. The same like a voodoo magic. A voodoo practitioner can tell you, you're going to die tomorrow at noon. If you accept it, you will die. If you don't, if you say, yeah, schmuck, nothing happens to you. Same is with this. People are saying, oh, Jesus told me, close the door. And there may be cries, you may hear even a voice of someone dear to you that, let me in, don't open the door, don't open, because this is all being created by devil. Well, are we talking here about Blue Beam Project? And how much do you believe? And your belief may kill you. Because this is what causes manifestation, is your belief system. They say if you believe on Jesus and you hold Jesus in your heart, nothing will touch you. Belief system. Is only Jesus going to work? What about God? The Creator is Himself. What about people who never heard of Jesus? There are a bunch of them in the jungle. Are they all going to die? Much to think of, much to reflect, especially now in this time. We have to understand that we are the living gods, but with a suit of limitations, simply because of the programming. And being good at heart, having in your thoughts priority of helping others, I never meditate or pray or whatever you want to call it. I never ask for some personal gains. Based on stepping over others. And I never ask really, oh God, give me money, God, give me this, give me that. I never do that. Manifestation is a natural process. But I can ask God for direction. And this is what I do. I will say, Father, help me here. How does this work? How do I get where I'm going? Accepting our limitations is very important. Not to have ego that I don't know, governs you all the way. We have to allow space and use open mind. We call it child mind, mind of a child. Don't take things seriously as what you have been told. Be flexible. And think. Well, now in the darkness when it comes, yes, I will be in a house. But why? And I will be in a dark house. And maybe sometimes I'll use candle, but I'll try to use the time to get benefit of the stillness and to reach deep within and try to dismantle all these old programs which no longer serve me. So I come out clean on the other side, open to new things. I will do it for that reason, not because I am in a fear of demons outside of the house. There will be plenty of people that will be going out and they will be screaming in pain because they will be witnessing the destruction of the old system. I have witnessed it already in ayahuasca. And many asked me to talk about my experiences in ayahuasca. Well, ayahuasca for me was a big school that I did every third week for about 6 years. Yeah, I skipped a few of them, but almost every third week. And whenever I had a ceremony, I never used my ego in it, which means I never asked for particular experiences. For example, many people want to know about their future, about their past, about their disease, about a variety of things, which means they're engaging their mind into the process. And many answers that they are going to receive will be based on their mind expectation. Again, here we are in a conflict, because general opinion is that the messages that you receive from the quantum field, from the spirit world, is going to be all truth. And it's your spirit world talking to you. It's only that now you have the connection. Your mind is completely awake. You are aware of what you are doing, where you are, and you are aware of the other things which are happening to you. But if you ask, if you are vegan, and you ask, okay, what is veganism good for me? What I should do? The answer will be yes, be vegan. If you are, say, if you are currently carnivore, yes, you know what you're doing. So, one of them must be incorrect. And this is where the problem is. Even my ayahuasca, Christine, in last ayahuasca we did together 2 years ago, I was shown that I got toxic and I have to cleanse this out. I do not need to poison myself with the ayahuasca anymore. I have all my tools, I should just implement them. And then I was shown Christine that she also has toxic stuff and she should also do the same. And when I tried to tell her this, she immediately got defensive. No, I need to do this. I'm told by ayahuasca. It's your mind talking. She's still continuing. And she's getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And she really was looking very bad. Then finally she accepts and starts doing some cleansing. And first couple of days, whoa, yeah, this is good. Yeah, I feel much better. And she looked better. And then again, I hear she's in hospital. She's going to have biopsy. So, because the pain came and it's very bad. And no matter that I explained before that the cleansing is going to be painful because she's very toxic. And she has now one outlet that is in her colon. And it's painful and it's bleeding. And this is the detox valve. Now, this is the fear sets in. When do you have a fear? When you don't have trust. If you trust, you have no fear. So, even the ayahuasca, don't think that what you have experienced is absolute truth, especially if you incorporated your mind in it, if you ask to be shown certain things. That's why I say always when I did ayahuasca, the only thing I asked was guidance and protection, because I then open the door so the soul can show me what I have to know at that particular moment. And it was school, going from like steps, climbing the steps, going up and recalling from behind, and going up and recalling what has passed. And big part of the whole process was actually doing a work that I cannot do unless I'm under ayahuasca. And it was all about cleansing the planet, cleansing other people, deconstructing the old construct. And this is why through ayahuasca I have experienced the destruction of three systems, political, economic, and educational. And I saw them as big explosion, and then the residue was like this dark matter that I was inhaling, allowing to enter this robot and alligating it through everybody else that was in a ceremony to process it. We were decomposing, deconstructing. So this cannot be constructed anymore. And it's not just demolition. It is complete deconstruction. Taking the castle down, brick by brick, cleaning every brick, and recycling it. We did all this. So, in my mind, my ego knows it has been done. We cannot go back. This has been done. We are still constructing the future. But this is where the problem can come. The bad stuff was taken care of. But now, as we are constructing the new, are we going to put a gate there again? And only those allowed through the gate will go through, and they will need a shepherd to take them through? Or are we going to assume our power? Well, here I'm talking about freedom. If you are trapped within walls, you are not free. If you need a shepherd, you are not free. What I'm talking about, only few will understand. Great majority will be not fazed by it or will be in attack mode. Especially those who are very religious, because the whole I would not call it intelligence, but the whole knowledge that they possess comes from particular view. They ignore everything else. They stick only to information that comes from Bible. And they try to find different ways of interpreting it. Why? Because no matter how they interpret it, they will always find a glitch that they will have to correct. So there will be another addendum to this interpretation, and another one, and another one. First it was toxic tree. Don't eat from that tree because you are going to die. And then Oh, it was apple. Apple cannot be toxic. No, but toxic. Nobody died, but changed. Okay, it was not toxic tree. It was tree of knowledge. You cannot eat from the. No, why you cannot eat from tree of knowledge? Because your mind will expand, and you won't be able to be controlled anymore. Try to think like a child. Well, try to absorb like a child. That's better way of saying it. Absorb what you experience, what you hear, but then start thinking. Put the pieces together. You start realizing how the construct is made, so then you can utilize it in the best possible way without manipulation of others. Don't give others your powers. Your powers are your powers. Consciousness is the rule. You have energetic field of consciousness. Be careful what you do with your consciousness. That's all. This is why we are being told, be careful what you think. Because what you think, you will manifest. And it is easy to manifest wrong things. Just because, number one, we are not aware of it. And number two, we start liking it. We start liking dominating others. And this has to go. Yes, you are powerful when you can dominate others. But the true power is when you can dominate yourself. If you can control your own ego. Only very powerful ones can do it. Controlling ego is the most difficult thing. Everybody who tried the self-healer's protocol knows how difficult it could be to do things in a different way than we are accustomed to. Well, get ready, because signs are here that, well, signs, not really. I still don't see the aurora borealis here. So to me it looks like, wow, this could still take some time. But many predictions have been made about the 23rd of September of 2025. So just be careful. The World War III is just about to be unleashed, which very well may trigger everyone to run in houses and to go into this 3 days of darkness. We are told that there will be programs on television that be selected to show us why all this is happening and what's going on, to wake us up. Well, I know pretty much as I want to know. There are certain things I don't want to know. I don't want to have them enter my mind because they are very powerful, very strong, very depressing. like the torture of children. I don't want to see it. I don't want to experience even decapitation and hangings of those who did us wrong. Because here we are going on the same karma wheel again. For me, blessing is freedom. And we are achieving it now. We are breaking loose. So let's break free and let not be trapped with another false prophet. I'm not saying that Jesus Christ is a false prophet. No, but there will be someone trying to abuse it. And Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Jesus, Isa, is our brother. That came to show us what we can do and to help us awake. So here we are. Get ready. God bless us all. Give us a power. Go with Him. Don't worry what's happening out there. If you have opportunity, because it will be absolutely quiet, use that. And be reborn. Thank you for listening. And I hope there will be next time before the shift occurs. We'll see. God bless us all. Namaste.